In this lecture we will talk about spies and we will see how we can create them and use them. We have this shopping list component that we already saw, and if you remember, we have a select item callback that should be called every time a item is clicked inside this shopping list. I already started to build the test for us in order to win time. This is our test. So we have this shopping list and it receives as select item callback, it receives this sum function which I just printed or which I just created. Well, our objective would be, here I'm also simulating that the user clicks on an ingredient, on the first ingredient, which in our case is milk, and we should make sure that this sum function is called with the right ingredient, in our case milk. Let's see how we can do this. As remember, the objective is to spy on this function. In order to do this, we will use a functionality from Jest or Vitest called spy on. If you're taking this course for Jest, you can do jest.spyon. Otherwise, I will do, since I'm using the Vitest, I will call vi.spyon. And let's save this to a constant. So here I will say const sum function spy. Always give meaningful names to your spies or your mocks, so you know throughout your code that they are spies and mocks. And we want to call vi spy on, and we simply want to spy on this sum function. The problem with this implementation is that it won't work because the spy on function requires two arguments. It requires an object, the item on which we want to spy on, and then the method name. So in our case, we can't just simply pass our function and expect us to spy on it. In order to do this, I will create a object wrapper around this function. And yes, this already sounds like a little overcomplicated. I will also show you the easy way, but I want to show you how exactly we can build spy functions. So here I'll say I will create another object. I will call this sum function wrapper. This will be an object which will contain a function field, and this function field will be a reference to our sum function. Now inside our component, we should use our sum function wrapper and our function. And now inside our spy, we can spy on our object, in our case sum function wrapper, and the second argument should be the field name, in our case our function. And at this point we have a fully functional spy. Let's see how we can use it. So downstairs we are building our component, we are making a click on one ingredient, and what we want? We want to make sure that our function, so I will create an expect that our function, some function spy, we have the option to call to have been called. Here we have also the option to have been called once, because only once, since we are clicking only once, we are expecting that our function should have been called once, and also we can make an assertion based on its arguments. So I can call some function spy to have been called with, and we are expecting it to have been called with milk, like this. Let me save this and execute the test. Yes, our test is green, so everything works as it should. Let's now see another way in which we can use spies. Of course, nobody will actually use them this way, but and also let me show you inside the logs. If we check them, you will also see our log from inside its implementation, so our console. This means that the function logic was preserved, and this is the main difference between spies and mocks. Spies have the option to keep the function implementation. They shouldn't modify, or they won't modify it, but as we will see later, we will modify it. There's no problem in that. But let's now see another way in which we can use spies. For example, let's say that our spy function is a external function in an external file. In our case, I've put this inside a utils.ts file, and we have here this onItemSelect function. How I want to use this function inside my test? Let me write a different test. And I have imported this onItemSelect function from the utils file, and I will use it inside my next test inside the component. So I can use it like this. And the component will compile just fine because I'm simply passing a function. But again, if I will want to build a spy object, again, I can't just pass right here. I want to build a spy object. I can't just do this. I can't say vi spy on our item select function. Remember, this requires a object and then a method name. Well, in order to get around this limitation of spies in Jest and Vitest, I can make another way, or I can change the way in which I'm making my import. Instead of using this object import, what I can do is I can import everything as utils from our utils file, and then inside my component I can call our utils and then our onItemSelect, and then I can spy on our utils object, and then the method should be onItemSelect. And now I have a spy on a external function. Let me put this downstairs and see if everything works as it should. Let me save this and let's look at the tests. Yes, they are all green, which means that our code is working. Of course, we can spy on other objects, and I'm talking about some global objects inside JavaScript. For example, this other function onItemSelect with time will also show date.now when making the console log. Can we spy also on date.now? Of course, we can do this. Let me quickly write a separate test. So this time I'm spying on the other method on item selected with time, and I'm passing it inside our component, and lower down the line you will see that I'm creating a date spy. I'm passing the date object and the now method, the exact method I'm using right here. Again, let me save this and let's see if this is working. Yes, the code is working. One interesting point about this code, if for example I'm expecting date spy to be called only once, let's check if this is working. So since I'm calling it inside my code only once, let's see if this assertion will work. And yes, we have an error, because it will tell us that this date.now expected to be called 1 time, but got called 22 times. So when mocking like global functions and modules, you have to keep in mind that these functions are also called by the testing framework itself or by other systems inside your application. So this approach won't work. We simply expect it to have been called. This is fair enough. And let me end this lecture with the easiest way in which you can write this test, not maybe just with spies, but with mocks. So instead of using spies, we have the option to use a mock, and this is the best approach when you simply want something passed alongside. You don't care about its internal implementation, and these mocks also retain all the functionality inside a spy. So also on the mocks we can track its calls, its arguments and everything. We simply use it or build it with vi or jest.fn. Fn comes from a function, and we pass it alongside where we need it. Let's move on to the next lecture and talk more about mocking external services.